Yo, as as possible. Basically, I've spent about, I don't know, a couple hours or whatever just running through Active Campaign, seeing what numbers and what data they provide us on the automations that we're sending out through there. We obviously sent a few automations, but the main one that we've actually kind of got some analysis to do is basically that kind of main like lead magnet situation. Um, So this is basically the section on the website where you run through their reports, so you see the reports on your automations. We've got this website launch thing, which was like the first one we did to our old contacts in our old database. Then we've got the lead magnet one, IG1, IG2. We can kind of ignore those for now because they're just cold. Then we've got the ARS and the sales funnel. I've opened up website launch IG1 and IG2 here just to give you a quick idea. We sent it off to like 500 people. In fact, sorry, that's wrong. We sent it off to like 300 people. If you remember, we fucked up that email because it sent the first thing twice. So, anyway, it's like relatively low open rates and poor click through rates and stuff. Anyway, I'm just showing it quickly. IG1, very low again, like 3% open rate. Sorry, like 40% open rate, which is right, I guess. This is even 70% open rate. But the click through rate here is disaster. And obviously that we're reaching out to them cold, so they don't care about us, so I'm not surprised. IG2 is basically a similar situation, like the open rate's kind of high. That's the lead magnet send. So one person, even one of the three people that actually did the survey, even opened the email. The click rates here are awful as well. So anyway, I think we can ignore those. Basically, the meat of it is going to be looking into the lead magnet, the ARS, and the sales funnel analytics. So I've just got them up here. I'm going to run you through quickly what Active Campaign provides us with. So when you open up that lead magnet delivery, you see all the emails in that and in that automation. You see the number of contacts there, the percentage of the finished, the emails sent, the open rates across the entire automation, then the clicks, and then you can actually break that down into the specific email. So we can see that the first email is the lead magnet survey. So they click on the website, they get the survey. So we see here that the open rate on that email is 85%, then 40% actually click through to that survey. We have no unsubscribes at this point and some bouncers. And we can actually open this thing up and see like what is the message here directly in. So this is, thanks for working with me, here's your beats. We can see the specific open rates. We have like 119 unique opens, 21% didn't open, obviously. This is the kind of thing we can even separate by tags. We can see like IG1, nothing, IG2, nothing, obviously, because they didn't go through here. But we can kind of just see like random stuff, which might be useful down the line. The clicks, we can see the unique clicks. So if you remember, we had 40% click through rate. Yeah, so that's that. And then we can even see like who clicked in to like update their contact, which was no one here. We can see the unsubscribes, which was no one here. We can see the email clients that they use, which is overwhelmingly Gmail, and then some iOS stuff, which is also useful to know. And then we basically have the same thing for every other email. So open rate 70% in the next one, which is the follow-up. The click-through rate is 11%. So this is obviously people that have, they've been sent the first email, which already had a very high open rate. And these are the people that didn't click through, didn't do the survey. They then got sent this. And while a lot of them opened it, many of them didn't click it. We even had one unsubscribe. So that's that. Then they have a second follow-up. Again, a relatively high open rate, but poor click-through rate, which isn't very surprising. And and then we can actually see the email where they get sent the lead magnet. Unsurprisingly, this is a high open rate. I would hope for more, to be honest. 3 people that got sent the beats unsubscribed immediately at that point, so they're obviously there just to get the beats and don't want anything to do with you after that. Only 70% are actually clicking the fucking link, which is retarded. Like, you would expect for more people who are going to the trouble of doing your survey to actually get your beats. But I think some of this stuff will be kind of it's basically like some of it will just be like stupid people just like doing our survey for the sake of it. Like, it might be like producers who don't even care about the beats. It might just be like me or you or my dad or whatever. So like it's only 50 emails, so it's still a bit early days. Like, we don't have mass data. And I can actually see like the number of contacts I've entered, the completion rate, the average time to completion, and we can see all the contacts in here that this is basically relating to, which is pretty cool. And then we also see how our goal is doing. So our goal here is basically to have them submit the survey. So 35%, get the beats. So 35% are doing that, and it takes them 21 hours on average to do so. Another good thing to know. So we can basically just apply this shit to every other sequence in this in the ARS. So in the ARS we've got 3 emails. These are old ones that we don't use. So we've got 3 emails, which starts with the introduction, then goes to this connect thing, and then the releasing the music. The numbers here begin to fall off quite dramatically. So the open rate here is 47%, click rate is 9%. If you remember what this email actually is an introduction to Django and then offering them some useful resources. So you would hope for possibly a high open rate, but it's not really that important. Like a higher click rate. You would hope for a better open rate though. The whole point of this ARS is that you build a relationship, and if only 50% of those people are opening that email, and some of that might just be, just registering as open because Gmail does that rather than actual like opening and reading and stuff, that's pretty poor. We can again see like the next email in the sequence. Ooh. The next email in the sequence, again, like 50% open rate, 1 unsubscribe. I mean, we don't have a lot of data, to be fair, but I would hope for a slightly higher number here. You can see like the opens and reads, so we can actually see like who's opening it, and we see like this guy, for example, opened it 16 times. And you can like sort by the number of times. Like, this guy opened this fucking email 39 times, 28 times, 27 times. And same with the next email. Then now we have 25%, which is an email where we offer them advice on releasing music. Click rate's 5%. If we look at the opens and reads, we can see the number of times people have opened and read the email. So this guy's opening it 5 times. But I know this guy, he's a producer. He's actually in the Urban Masterclass thing. So it's just like inconclusive data for the time being, I think. This specific sequence or automation doesn't have a goal, but we can see the number of days it takes to complete, which is basically fixed, the completion rate and stuff like that. The next sequence is the sales funnel, and we can see that this has gone out to 30 people, and no one's even completed it yet, to be fair, or like 1 person's completed it. Let me see. Let's see the goals. Yeah, let's go to the goals. So if we look at the goals of the sales funnel, Okay, well, no one's completed the goal. I want an overview of what the hell's going on. Oh yeah, let me look into the contacts. What is going on? Come on, go on, go on, go on. Alright, so I've only had one contact complete this automation, so the data's definitely not conclusive here, especially considering how 31 have entered. Oh, this was 30 like a minute ago. Alright, so one person's just entered it. But anyway, if we look at the completion status, there's just one guy that's gone through the whole automation, so it's still super early days. But we can see all the contacts here. We can go through all the emails one by one and say, we can look at the automation from a top, like high level, and say the open rate is 50%, click rate is 3%, the emails sent is almost everyone. We look through the emails one by one, we can see again, like, in fact, you can just see a kind of easy breakdown here. So the open rate is 20%. It's just like very poor data right now. Like we're sending these emails to 1 person, 3 person, 8 person. Like it's just not really there enough. But again, like general comments here are the open rates have dropped off hugely. The click rates are just like non-existent. Like no one's going to that exclusive offer page right now. Like no one. Yeah. So anyway, all of this data I've basically taken and put into this. I'm not really sure if I've done it the right way. Honestly, my brain is like mangled. But I've just taken each one and said, okay, well, this is the first automation. These are the contacts we sent it to. This is the percentage that have finished it so far. This is obviously considering that it's the 21st of July 2020 at 8 p.m. Let me just fucking hide this piece of shit. So these are the open rates on the email, like pretty decent, 91%. Click rate should be higher. Like this is the survey, so only 40% are clicking through to the survey. Follow-ups, not really getting that great traction. Of the actual lead magnet, only 70% are clicking on it to get their beats. Unsubscribes are very low generally, which is, I suppose, a good thing. But open rates, especially around here, is awful. And we can see the biggest drop-off in open rate comes here and here. And the click rates are like non-exist. Like you'd possibly hope for something a bit higher in these follow-ups. You'd also hope for something a bit higher in these, so that you're actually building a relationship. Like these are the things where we're sending them some content. So, and yeah, I mean, all of this needs to improve, but it's kind of just still a bit early days. And like goal completion, like this is obviously 0% right now, but if we can get this to be like 1%, that's basically a sale. So, and goal completion here isn't high enough. So it's still kind of early days, but what I would like to do is obviously begin tracking this on maybe a weekly basis and just have these numbers to compare like every 7 days. And then what we can do is say, okay, well, you know, in the last week we got 50 new contacts. How did those percentages change across that week or across that month? And then we can begin to kind of see what the hell's working, what's not working. And then what I am going to do is possibly, based on a conversation that we're going to have in a minute or like later tonight or tomorrow, start up that thing I was saying about the IG DMs where I send them the paper form with a voice note, and then hopefully we can begin testing this just like manually as well, like pumping the funnel manually, not just with the Facebook ads. So yeah, I'm absolutely shattered, but hopefully this is somewhat of a step in the right direction in terms of tracking the stuff and systematizing this kind of data collection side of things on the email marketing. And I hope that if this just means, once a week or once every few days initially, and then once a month eventually, we just sit back and fill out this some sort of sheet like this, and it's just quite clear what's working, what's not. It will hopefully begin to get, optimized. We can actually work towards optimization. So yeah, anyway, watch this and we'll chat later. Big love.